Hello, lovelies. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on wherever you are. My name is Mary. This is Glean News Channel, where we're bringing you the latest update on what is going on in Nigeria. So, guys, on the news today, we have European Union warns Nigerians. The 21 billion we donated is for poor Nigerians. So, guys, before we go into further details into this news, I would love for you to click on the red subscribe button down below, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell so whenever we upload new videos, you'll be updated. And I pray that as you support this channel, God is going to support you with whatever you're doing. Moving into the news, the head European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ketil Carlson, has said that the 21 billion euros donated to Nigeria by the EU is largely meant for the poor. That is why part of the 50 million euros we provide will also be for the relief and safety net for the most vulnerable people, internally displaced persons, the poor people that depend on the informal markets. They do day-to-day work to put food on their table, the elderly, IDPs, and these particularly vulnerable people at the center stage of our intervention, he said. Earlier, he had said that the donation was also meant for the provision of personal protection equipment, kits, and to double the testing capacity for COVID-19 in the country. Fielding questions from journalists in Abuja on Tuesday, shortly after denouncing the $50 million euro donation at the presidential villa, Carlson said the fund, which will be administered by the United Nations, would increase the capacity of COVID-19 treatment in the country. He said, the pandemic requires global responses, and if we try to fix it country by country, we may not get it right, and that is why we are adopting a multilateral approach. So Team Europe came up with a significant package for Nigeria. We are mobilizing 50 million euros and another 1.2 million euros that we already gave as part of humanitarian assistance through UNICEF. Carlson stressed that the EU was concerned about the health and economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic, noting that Europe did not want Nigeria to experience what it was going through presently. Earlier, the President Muhammadu Buhari commended the European Union for the donation. Receiving the EU delegation, Buhari said the donation would go a long way in supporting Nigeria's efforts at controlling and containing the virus. The president, according to a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, also conveyed the condolences of the government and people of Nigeria to EU member countries' families that lost their loved ones to the COVID-19 pandemic. He said, although the EU is facing significant challenges due to this pandemic, I am indeed touched and grateful that the EU still had the vision and foresight to remember its friends, partners, and allies across the world. In his remarks, Carlson described the donation channeled through the United Nations COVID-19 Basket Fund as the largest single contribution to the response in Nigeria so far, and the largest support that EU is providing anywhere outside Europe. He said, we heard your call for assistance, and the EU has reacted swiftly as a demonstration of our true partnership. So guys, that is the end of this. So guys, you have seen it again, that this coronavirus pandemic in Nigeria is like a business making opportunity for these politicians. They are so glad that they can use this opportunity to loot continuously from Nigeria as other foreign communities sees it fit to help us and donate money to us, billions, millions, even the one that was donated in Nigeria by our own fellow Nigerians. I've not even heard of it. The money the government said that they will use to share for poor people, the people that are vulnerable. I don't know how they expect to do that when they don't have data that is good enough to know the poor people in this country. They implement lockdown in Abuja, Ogun, and other states, yet they go and share the money in the north when the northerners have refused to implement lockdowns in their state. So are you seeing this? They share most of the money that they said they will share, 73% of it, to the northerners, and these people are the same people that are not undergoing lockdown. Meanwhile, the people that are stuck in their homes without having access to making money, they don't give them anything. So you are seeing what this country is. Even the people that they say they are giving in the north, how do they know who is poor? Do they write it on the forehead? See, if it is a country that usually care for its poor citizens. This is a country that was providing for its people before. They were able to have this data. There's nothing that is correct in this country. Our population is not correct. Our election population is not correct. Nothing is correct, because everything, they will find a way to manipulate it so that we favor them during elections. So how are you supposed to know the data of poor people in this country? How are you going to tell poor from rich? The Europe is they are actually doing good by donating money to us, but this money that they are donating now, it is of no use to us, because we will not see anything from it. Nigerians will not benefit from this. This money will just enter voicemail, just like every other money that has been donated for this cause. Look at this is like the third week for the lockdown, and yet I have not seen them sharing relief materials on the streets. People are in Lagos, they are hungry, especially Lagos. Lagos is one of the biggest cities in Nigeria, and you're putting them on lockdown. These are people that make money every day. They survive on their day-to-day end, and then you tell them to sit at home and you say you will share money. You go and start sharing it in another place. Is this not wickedness? Is this how Nigerians are going to survive this lockdown? People are complaining of hunger. See, the crime rate has increased. Though it's not right for people to start stealing this period, but then it has increased. Because when you stay when you are staying 2 to 3 days without seeing food, and you know there's no hope, nothing is coming from the government, nothing is coming from anybody, you enter the streets now, you start looking for how to steal. That's where the devil comes in. It is not right what our government is doing to us. Nigerians have suffered enough. It is bad enough that we are going through this pandemic. They should at least do something to provide food for these people that don't have means of getting food. We are not even talking about the lack of electricity. We are not even talking about the water. We are not even talking about the insecurity that is going on in the country, the killings, the maiming of people's lives. We are talking about food. We are talking about food. You still extend lockdown to 2 weeks. So who is going to stay in their house and be hungry? There are other ways to share these palliatives. There are other ways to do what is right. Okay, fine, we understand you don't have data. Then do something. Share this money. But we are in for big soup. Because the more international communities keep on donating the money, the more this money will be entering voicemail. We will not see any 1 naira. So the best thing is for them to not even donate any money. Let us know that we don't have. Not donating these people. They are using this thing as a business opportunity to loot people. It's only God that will save us in this country. Thank God the recovery rate at least is on the high side. That is the only side we have hope here. But the fact that people are still hungry and you're extending this lockdown, and if care is not taken, you will still add more days to this lockdown. So what is the point? People are still out in the streets, moving up and down. How can you stay in your home when you know you don't have any? There's nothing like stay at home, work from home. No, nothing like that in Nigeria. How many people have access to companies that actually do the whole stay and work at home method? Nigerians are in for a rough time. It's even difficult enough for them to pay their pensioners. So many, you see all these pensioners, they'll reach, somebody will be 80 years old lining up to collect money. Some people, sometimes they will die waiting for their pension. It's somebody that is stealing the money. It's not like they are not allocating the money. Somebody on the seat depriving these people of their own money, the money they worked hard for. And you say this country will be good. And you say that person will live long. And you say that person will have good thing when people's blood on your head. No, now life does not work like that. God is in charge. This inhumanity and oppression will not end. So I don't see the point of people donating money and this and that to Nigerians. Like, if people actually want to help, they can actually do it themselves. There's no need to give money to the government. You can go to the bank. People have BVN. Shit, I think more than 38 million people in Nigeria should be using BVN by now. And those that don't have access to BVN, you can go to the streets, go to the slums and share this thing out physically to them. You can employ people that will do this. Because this idea of giving money to the government to come and start sharing for Nigerians, to come and start using it to do this and do that, it's just a bad idea. It's a very bad idea. Our government is nothing less than corrupt, and they will not stop at anything to stop this corruption. They say they are fighting crime, but no, you can't fight crime when you are a criminal. It's not possible. It will not happen. So the best thing is that people should just find a way to help each other. because we only have ourselves to rely on. We cannot rely on the government anymore. If I tell you that I'm not tired of Nigeria, me I'm tired though. I am tired of Nigeria.